Okay, my name is Niyitegeka Alphonse.
Yes.
Today is February 5th, 2019. As I've told you, my name is Niyitegeka Alphonse. I am a student in the Bachelor of Art program with College of America at Southern New Hampshire University. And I am conducting this interview as part of my academic work. With your consent, I will record this interview and use this information in the street interview video that I am working on for the goal called contribute to the society. The project here is government and you. The interview will be used to create the street interview video and submitted to the College for America so that my project can be evaluated. This recording will be used solely for this purpose because I can't take you this video without any purpose.
Yes.
So this interview information will be temporarily stored in the College for America online evaluation system, to which only the evaluator and the College for America staff will have an access. Do you have any question?
Actually, I don't have any question.
Yes, good.
Yeah.
Do you give me your consent to be interviewed and recorded?
100%.
Yeah. Can you read this consent?
Thank you. I, Héritier, I give my informed consent to participate in this interview to be recorded and used as a part of the student academic work.
Thank you, Héritier.
You're welcome.
Actually, I'm going to ask you a few questions about USA government. Then it's not very difficult, but sometimes it is good to know some government structures so that you can be aware of that.
Yes.
So don't worry.
Okay.
Okay, my first question. What are the three branches of the government?
The three branches of the government, legislative, judicial, something like that.
Yes.
I think also executive.
Wow, Héritier, you are done. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay, what does it branch do?
Oh. It comes very difficult.
No,
for me.
try.
Just legislative, I think. They just they fabricate law, if I can say. They made law so that people can keep being the good harmony in the nation. Executive, they are the one to execute those laws, the laws which are created. And also legislative, I say? Judicial. I don't know what they do. I know that they exist, but actually I don't know what they deal with.
It's don't worry. Yeah. So you've done just a great job.
Yes.
So Democratic and Republic are the major parties. Yes. Can you name the third party?
The third party? Yeah. I actually hear it, the radio and the other people say Democrats and Republican, but the third I've never.
Do you know, you don't have any consent about that?
I don't have any consent.
Okay, that's good.
I don't remember. Maybe I can make a research, but
okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay. What is the process by which a bill becomes law?
The process? No, sorry. Actually, we hear law, we never know where they come from, how they became a law, but they are just there for being law. Okay. I don't know the process for you politicians, but for me, I don't know.
Don't worry, as the time we will go on, just we'll try to know, and the others will just give you some information about that.
Yeah, I will try to make some researches so that I can know if the process is with this one and this one.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Are you good?
Yes, of course.
Wow. Today is February 5th, 2019. My name is Niyitegeka Alphonse.
Yes.
And I am a student in Bachelor of Art program with the College of America at Southern New Hampshire University. Yeah. And I am conducting this interview as a part of my academic work. With your consent, I will record this video and use the information in a street interview video that I am working on for the goal called contribute to the society. And the project here is the government and you. The interview will be used to create a street interview video and submitted to the College for America so that my project can be evaluated. Then this recording will be used solely for this purpose. because I can't take you this video without any purpose. The interview information will be digitally stored in the Code for America online evaluation system, which only the evaluator and the Code for America staff will have an access.
Sure.
Do you have any question?
But if I don't give you my consent, it's gonna happen.
Actually, just the report so that just I can know what I want.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're allowed now.
Okay, thank you for allowing me.
Welcome.
Do you give your consent to be interviewed and recorded?
Yes, of course.
Okay, can you read this statement?
I, Robin Chimimana, give my informed consent to participate in this interview, to be recorded and used as a part of this student academic work.
Robin, thank you very much for this.
Yeah, you're welcome, Niyitegeka.
Yeah. Actually, there's few questions that I'm going to ask you. It's not very difficult, but you can respond according to your understanding.
Sure.
The first one, what are the three branches of the government?
Three branches of the government. Actually, I know there is executive government, there is local leaders, like there are legislatives, there are, yeah, I think there are those are.
Yes.
Even there is judicial.
Wow.
Yeah.
Robin, what does each branch do?
I think in local leaders they are responsible to help like those people who live in their villages to execute what abroad leaders are requiring. And when it comes to the legislatives, they are ones who set law that allow those people to live in harmony. When it comes to the judiciary, they intervene when people are not keeping harmony, like one made a mistake to another one, and then they are there to maintain or to recover their good relationship so that they can live in harmony.
Wow.
Yeah.
Robin, just you have some information.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you are a good person. Okay, Robin, Democrats and Republicans are the major parties. Can you name the third party?
The third party. I don't know anyone, but I think there should be someone who believes in Democratic and Republican so that they are mixed.
Wow, thank you. Okay, now, what is the basic process by which a bill becomes law?
So, Alphonse, I think I'm sorry. Are you talking about electricity bill, water bill, eh?
Try to understand. And what about your understanding about this?
I think for me, when someone say bill, I think like those terms of payment are used to pay expenses. So are you saying that? If it is that one, if that is the bill that you're talking about, maybe that becomes a law when you have an agreement with the seller. There is agreement between seller and the buyer. Then you know. I remember where in Senior 4 they told us in the course which is called law, they said about pacta sunt servanda. So that pacta sunt servanda is the one which says that.
Thank you for your answer.
Sure.
Well, it was very good to the people I interviewed within this video, also as we are keeping on to get the clarification about the answer. I interviewed two people, but they tried their best to answer the question. But I would like to make some adjustment or the mistake. I would like to correct some mistake they made. So the first question was, what are the three branches of the government? One said legislative, judicial, and they forgot one. Another one responded them. But also I would like to make a little bit expanding on the clarification about this law. Actually, the three branches of the government, they are legislative, executive, and judicial. Let us talk about executive. The executive is composed by the government, the president, and all 5 million of workers. So it is in charge of the enforcing those laws made by legislative. It means president is the one who administers about that executive branches. So legislative again. A legislative is the branch of the government which is called also the Congress. This branch involves like two parts. There is what we call a House of Representatives and the Senate. So what they do, they sit together and they make laws. So a judicial also you have to know that when there's some laws, maybe they should be violated. The purpose or the role of the judicial is also it is called the Supreme Court, and it is in charge of making, if there is some difficulties arises to this law, make some laws, is a court of making how those laws are being followed in accordingly. Actually, judicial, they are special judges. They try to sit together, they interpret the laws, they judge critically so that they can see how it can fit the needs of the people. So that if a person is trying to violate it, how that person can be elected by some courts. So they try to figure out and they interpret the law accordingly so that it can be good to the people. So the second question was, what does each branch do? Actually, I tried to interpret it, but let me a little bit elaborate more. A legislative is in charge of making the laws, electing the laws, so that those laws can be followed by the people, the citizens of the United States. Executive also, it is like in the way creating some of just actually when we say executive, it's a way of executing the created laws. When we call judicial, it deals with the conflict related to the created laws. If they should arise, they make in a manner, they try to adjust and interpret the laws in an according way to the institution. So then, three branches, are they connected? Well, these branches are connected because if you can remove one branch, others can't work. It means, let's take an example. Executive is there, headed by the president and those people waiting to adjust some law so that they can enforce that law. If they are there, then the legislative is not there. Means there is no law which are made so that the president and those people can enforce those laws to be implemented. Then, if the judicial is there to make, like, to interpret those laws in a way that they can fit with the need of the people. Imagine if there is no law there, what the judicial can do. It means judicial and legislative, executive, they are working in a way that they are interchangeable, interconnected. If one can be removed, others can't work. They are arranged well so that one can take the places, another try to adjust, another try to adjust till they reach to the final product. That's why they work. They are very connected. Okay, another question is how those branches regulate each other. These branches are check and balance. It means they are arranged in a way that if you don't balance, you're going to make something which is wrong. So then, the way they are regulated, it means, let's take example that a legislative is making laws. They have to respect, they shouldn't confirm. They try to send to the executive, which is headed by the president, so that they can be enforced, or the president can sign to agree if this law is going to be just implemented. But also make sure that the judicial is there to analyze something which can be not good, to make the law to be flexible to the people. Also, if a president sees that it is not fitting well, it can reject. If he rejects, immediately, automatically is sent back to the legislative to make the law, to adjust it. If it's going to adjust it also, they have to sit with judicial so that they can try to interpret these laws so that it can be good to fit to the institution. So that's how they are just regretted. Yeah, it was very amazing. The question I asked in the interview, most of them they somehow felt about this question. The question which says was the third question: Democratic and the Republic are the major parties. Can you name the third party? So most of all of them they say for sure we don't know. Actually, their main parties is a minor party. The minor party are the third parties. One of them is the Green Party. Those minor parties are the parties which are not very powerful like Democratic and Republic, because Democratic and Republic are the major party, very strong. So actually, those two parties, they started in 1790th century. Although founding this in USA, they tried their best so that they can create these powerful parties to lead their countries. Yeah, it is not very bad for sure. This part also, the minor party, we shouldn't not say that they are not having the role. Before just saying about their laws, let me say about the Republican. These powerful parties, they are competing in the campaigning process about leading the government. One can lead this year, other lead next year. They try their best so that one can win, other can win. So the third part, what is the role of the third parties? This third party also, what they do, they are important in a way that they are forcing the major political parties to address the new issues that might not have previously addressed. This is because if there are some issues which was not previously addressed, those minor parties, they can build on the weaknesses of the major parties so that they can just compete with them. That's why those major parties, they work in a way that they can address all the issues which was not addressed, because those minor parties are just enforcing those major parties. Also, these third parties greatly impacted the election by taking away votes from the major party candidate. The fourth question was what's the process of a bill to become a law? Most of them they said for sure. Some they bring the bill in electricity, others they say we hear that question in the radio, but actually this is a very good things to know. How the bill become a law? Both a House representative and the Senate, they must approve the conference report. After both the House and the Senate have approved the bill identical form, it's sent to the president. If the president approves the legislative, he signs it, and then immediately it becomes a law. But there is a time a president can't approve or sign exactly that laws or that bill dies. It happens. What they do, they send it back to the legislative to adjust some mistake they might have done in order to correct some mistake to release a good law. Also, this question says the role of the sponsors. The sponsors is in the Congress is the first members of the House or the Senate to be listed among the potential numerous lawmakers who introduce a bill for consideration. That is the role. Also, the committee also played some parts. The committee are occasionally just identified as the sponsors of the legislation as well. The role of the committee also, it receives a bill which is introduced or addressed. Then later, we are going to reach in the place that they are going to make a debate to see about this law. That is where we are going to see about the role of the debate. In the Senate, it is like whereby the majority. Okay, so we will try to figure out about the role of the debate. As I've said, it's like it has the function of the majority leaders within this process. Each member of the legislative branch has a different process for voting and amending a bill after they are introduced. After a proponent debate, a bill is reported back to the House for a vote. After being sent back to the vote is where you are going to see the role of voting. Within this process, voting is ultimate in the legislative process. Do you know where? Why? When a bill is passed by the Senate and the House of Representatives, it is sent to the President to his signature. If he can sign the bill immediately or automatically, it becomes law. Or those process is how a bill might become law. Then the final signature of the President is where they confirm that now a bill or that started as an idea with different process to negotiate to see how it can be signed as the law. Then if the President sign it, it shifts from the bill, then it becomes a law automatically. Thank you for watching this video. After deep analysis, and you can know how the government is working. If you are a United States citizen, please, this video can help you to know how the leadership structure is built. Thank you for watching.